Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Matt Wells, star of the Lifetime movie Christmas um, on the Alpaca Farm. Thank you for being here with us, Matt.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to having a chat.
For me too, it's a pleasure. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in Christmas on the Alpaca Farm?
Sure, yeah. So Andrew Flannery is an alpaca farmer, um, which is fun. It's a lot of fun. He's also a single dad. His wife had passed away, and he's running his family farm. And it's very important to him. It's very important for him to um, support his community. He employs a lot of people there. Sort of a small town farmer who is having to deal with big corporations to sell his alpaca fleece to different fashion companies. So he's just a sort of simple guy trying to keep his family farm going, and he really believes in sustainability, living off the land, and he's got a bit of a rough exterior, but throughout the movie we break him down a little bit and see that he's a bit of a softie too.
Great. And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
Well, I thought it was a very sweet script. You know, it was it's funny. There's a lot of funny moments, but I think anything that's going to have you spending several days on a farm with alpacas, um, you sort of can't deny. And so I knew that that was going to be a lot of fun. But I also really like the idea of this guy, Andrew, who, like I said, really believes in his farm and really believes in the local idea of supporting his community and making sure that his his ethos and the spirit of living off the land and making sure things are sustainable is so important to him, even more than money. And I really like that about the character. I like the idea of finding someone who was so driven and had a purpose in life. And then, you know, to see somebody who is so focused on work, so focused on supporting his daughter, that he sort of lost sight of, doing things for himself, like meeting somebody or thinking about love again. So you get to see two different sides of him. So that was it was a nice character to try to connect with, but mostly it was the alpacas.
Great. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
Well, we gotta say the alpacas again. See a lot of, it's true though. You see a lot of movies with animals, with horses, with maybe with cows on a farm, but you don't see a whole lot of movies with alpacas playing such a central role. And they're so cute to look at. Um, they're such unique looking animals. And I think that viewers are really going to find a lot of humor and comfort in just seeing these cute animals, first and foremost. But outside of that, it's a very sweet movie. Uh, Certainly for this time of year around the holidays, there's a lot of comfort in watching two characters like Andrew and Jess, who not only are fighting for what they believe in their careers, but then start to realize that they're fighting for something else, and that's to find a connection with somebody. In life, I think all of us, as just as humans who are connected, no matter where we are in the world, we want a purpose, we want something to do,
Yeah,
and we want to find someone to love.
yeah,
And both the characters in this movie are doing that. They're trying to find a sense of connection, a sense of home, and a sense of family. And I think around the holidays, those are things that really connect with people. And I think that's what makes this a special movie. And when you add the alpacas, it's something you're going to want to keep watching, I think.
yeah, yeah. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast and crew on set?
Oh yeah, it was great. I mean, you never know when you're walking into a new project, what you're going to get. Sometimes you'll meet actors who you've worked with before, but sometimes you'll meet people for the first time. So I would say first and foremost a shout out to our director Michael Kennedy, who was very collaborative and a lot of fun to work with. And then all the casts were really great. Like I had some really sweet scenes with Barrett, who played my daughter. She played Georgia. But working with Kirsten Comerford, who plays Jess, was a really great experience. She is a very generous scene partner. She's a wonderful actor, and we came to set every day wanting to lean into the fun and to some of the jokes that we knew that were going to happen. But there's also some very nice dramatic scenes there, and we just wanted to try to find the most honest and true connection between two people as possible. And I think we did a good job of finding that with these characters. So it was a really great experience working with everybody. It was, I have very fond memories of it. There was a lot of magic on that set.
Amazing. And what can you tease about your character journey?
Well, I would say that the thing about Andrew, and you can see it right from the beginning of the movie, and this is in the trailer as well. Jess mistakes him at the beginning of the movie for a model when he's in just doing some business trying to sell some of his alpaca fleece, and she thinks he's a model, and there's this interesting dynamic between them. But you see how like put off Andrew is by that. He's like, no, 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 I'm not a model. And so we see that he has this very rough exterior, and that's sort of not his world. But as the movie progresses and he spends more time with Jess, uh, you're going to see a moment when he goes from alpaca farmer to sweater model, and there's some funny moments where I had to wear some turtlenecks, and there's some photo shoots happening. Kirsten and I had a lot of fun filming those. So I'd say watch out for Andrew Flannery's tough exterior to be softened, and he's going to try to embrace his sweater model, his inner sweater model. It's there somewhere. It's coming out.
Okay. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming this movie?
Well, look, anything with the alpacas was wild. They are very unique animals, and they don't always want to cooperate. But I learned that when you had treats in your hands, they're much more cooperative. So I always had treats in my pockets. So when you're watching the movie, when you see these alpacas, it looks like I'm an alpaca whisperer. Like it looks like I really know what I'm doing, but really I'm just bribing them with these treats. So everything, in particular, the first time that Kirsten's character Jess has to come out and help with the alpacas, that was a lot of fun because we both had to get into the pen with the alpacas and sort of see how they would react to us, and you never know what you're going to get. That was a lot of fun, and there's also a really funny scene of Kirsten and I on a bridge where she's taking photos of me wearing a turtleneck, and this is where Andrew has to try to try to sort of figure out if he can do this and model these sweaters because he feels very awkward doing it. And I can relate. I don't really love getting my photos taken, so all the awkwardness that comes from Andrew in that moment is very real for me standing there with a turtleneck trying to look cool. Turtlenecks look cool on some people. Some people can really pull it off, like a James Bond look.
Yeah.
There's nothing cool about Andrew Flannery and his turtlenecks. He's very sweet, but he's not going to be getting into any espionage or anything like that. He's just trying to get through the day and hope that this girl likes him as much as he likes her.
Okay. The last question about this movie, a little bonus. How would you describe this movie with three words?
Huh? Alpacas,
Yeah.
Christmas, and love.
Great.
What else do you need in life?
Yeah, exactly. So, talking about your career in general, this is a question I ask to all the artists I have the pleasure to talk with. What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why
Mhm.
for you?
Well, very recently, like in the past couple of days, I watched a movie called Serendipity. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
John Cusack, right?
Yeah.
And Eugene Levy is in that movie. He pops up as he works in the department store, and he's hilarious and he's perfect, like he always is. And he's a legend, not just in Canada, but he's a legend. So I got to work with Eugene on Schitt's Creek,
Yeah.
and it was such a master class for me to be able to sit and watch him work through his monologue and work through his dialogue and see how he interacted with the other actors. But more than that, at the end of the day, he walked around to every single person and shook everybody's hand and thanked everybody for being there and thanked them for their work. And I'd never seen that before. I've been on a lot of sets, um, and I've dealt with a lot of people through my career at different levels of fame and celebrity, but I had never seen anything like that, and that really made an impact on me to show what what a gesture like that can mean to other people around him. So that made a big impact on me, and I like telling that story because he's a very kind man, even though he is just a legendary actor.
Great. So, a quick question.
Mhm.
At Survival Shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms. What is your all-time favorite?
Oh, that's easy. When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, it's a
And I
Christmas
know
rom-com? It's a
it's a Christmas
oh.
it's a Christmas rom-com, but here's how it's different. The whole
Mhm.
movie is not based around the holidays. It's mostly in the last act when it's Christmas time and New Year's. But
Oh,
for me, I watch it every year. In fact, I watched When Harry Met Sally while I was filming Christmas on the Alpaca Farm
oh,
because even though it's one of my favorite movies with one of my favorite soundtracks, I like the dynamic of the Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan characters because not only is there a lot of humor and they're funny, but you have two characters who meet each other in the beginning and they don't really get along. Then they grow to like each other, and then we see there's a connection, but then something pulls them apart. But ultimately, they realize they're meant for each other, just like Andrew and Jess in Christmas in the Alpaca Farm. So for me, When Harry Met Sally is the ultimate rom com, probably the original like one in the 80s that just made everybody want to make them. But the whole third act is Christmas and New Year's Eve, and the soundtrack by Harry Connick Jr. has a lot of Christmas music. So that is my all-time favorite rom-com and my all-time favorite Christmas rom-com at the same time.
great. Amazing. So, the last question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tease something about your next projects?
Well, there's always things happening. There's always things cooking. There's a couple TV shows in the new year that I'll be part of. One called is North of North. The other is called Settle Down. You can check those out on my IMDb or just Google them. These are really fun projects with great people, and it was nice. It was nice to be part of those. And outside of that, I do a lot of writing. I'm writing a holiday rom com right now.
Oh,
So, um, so the thing with us actors and writers that there's always something around the corner. Right now I'm getting ready to take a small little break
yeah,
and watch Christmas on the Alpaca Farm, which I think is December 15th, right on Lifetime.
yeah, yeah. Sunday
And
night.
that's right. And then as soon as I finish watching that, I'll watch When Harry Met Sally.
Great. Amazing. So, this is it. Make sure, all of you, to go to Christmas on the Alpaca Farm on Lifetime channel on Sunday night, this Sunday night. And thank you, Matt, to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for your questions. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. And thank you all for watching. Bye!
Happy holidays.